just standing there waiting for her.
The whole situation is crazy if you think about it. I mean, who does that? Who just goes away for a day and comes home with an inn? Hi, I'm Sandra, and this is my retreat.
Pelee Island is in the middle of Lake Erie, just 5 kilometers north of the American border. That makes the Wandering Pheasant the most southerly bed and breakfast in Canada. Sandra Laranja owns and operates the inn, but it's not just a business tour. It's a chance to live her dream and preserve a piece of history.
This building was actually built in the 1800s. We're not sure exactly of the date, but it was on Stone Road, which is around the corner. Then it was moved here onto East-West Road, and they added on an addition to it. At that point, it became lodging, and that would have been in and around 1895.
Pelee Island feels a bit like the Caribbean. Visitors can enjoy long stretches of white sand beaches and, in the summer, some really warm weather.
You want them to come over here and feel like they're on a tropical island. And in fact, you know, in the summer, most parts, it does feel like a tropical island. We have exotic birds that fly in and, you know, all the colors and the sounds and everything else. But we're still in Canada. You know, how wonderful is that?
Sandra came here as a visitor, but she decided to become a resident pretty quickly.
I did come here on a Monday on a day trip. By the Wednesday, I decided that I did want to buy something here. I was captured by the island, and by Saturday, I had the inn. The whole situation is crazy if you think about it. I mean, who does that? Who just goes away for a day and comes home with an inn?
Sandra had never run an inn before, but she knew what she had and how she wanted it to feel.
The inn is unique because I actually have a B&B house. We hold 8 bedrooms and they share 6 bathrooms. We have a common area, we have the reception area, and we have the kitchen. We have a side deck that people can barbecue if they want to, so they can bring food. So we tried to create a grandmother's home, sort of grandma's inviting you over kind of atmosphere in the house, so that you feel at home and you feel comfortable.
Sandra's given each room a different vibe.
They all have sort of a uniqueness. For instance, the music room in the house, Mozart is really featured in it. You know, the light switch is Mozart. And then if you look further, there's little bits and pieces of him in the room.
There's also the Admiral Room. It's completely decked out in all things nautical.
You have to be in the room for at least a day or a night to notice all these things. And that's what I'm trying to create, is just that little bit of conversation piece, I guess.
Shortly after she bought it, she found out the inn has another conversation piece. The inn has a ghost.
We've had incidences where people have felt such a strong ghost appearance that they actually talk to them.
This is the southernmost inn in Canada, and it's had a lot of names. The Ohio Pelee Club, Mill Point Lodge, the Gillis Lodge, and most recently, the Tin Goose Inn. When Sandra Laranja bought it a couple years ago, she changed the name too. Now, it's the Wandering Pheasant.
The name actually represents the pheasants. So we have pheasant hunts every year. And when I found out that this is what they did, was hunt pheasants, I was kind of mortified. So I kind of represented the pheasant that got away.
Sandra bought the place on a whim, but she thinks there may be a spiritual connection.
I discovered the inn itself sits on the same latitude as my little village in Italy that I was born in. So it was quite a connection, and I figured that that may be the connection to the inn, and that's why I felt at home.
There may be something else that feels at home here.
Let's call it the friendly ghost. We've had incidences where people have felt such a strong ghost appearance. We have had some Ghostbusters in here that also feel the energy, but I believe it is a gentleman that owned the land here, him and his wife, and he had a tragic accident. He worked at the mill and was cut in half. Okay, so I believe that he is here. He's very gentle.
The entire island of Pelee is gentle. There are no amusement parks or shopping malls here.
One thing about this island, it's either you love it or you hate it. And the people that love it are the ones that know that, you know, you walk down the street and something magical always happens on Pelee Island.
So the island has magic and ghosts and lots of wine. Pelee is on the same latitude as the Mediterranean. Its climate is similar to Tuscany or Barcelona. They've been growing grapes and making wine here since 1866. The island is like a small town. Really, the mayor runs a bicycle rental shop.
I think the biggest attraction of Pelee Island is the tranquility, the quietness, being able to come here and get away from all the hustle and bustle of the mainland, and it's a great place to come and relax and kick your feet up and not worry about anything.
People aren't the only animals that come here to relax. Pelee Island is in the middle of a lake and a migration route, so a lot of birds take a break here on their big flights in the spring and fall. Sandra came here for a quick rest too, but the draw of the island was too powerful for her to leave.
When I came to Pelee Island, as soon as I was on the ferry, it felt like the island was calling me. I felt a sense of peace, relaxation, which I hadn't felt almost ever. So I felt like the island wanted me to come.
And besides, where else can you share a glass of wine with a ghost, sitting in a room with an old fisherman or a great composer?
There's a magical sense to this island that has definitely drawn me here. And the passion and the energy of the island and all the people on it has definitely kept me here.